Tap in, hit that button. Hit that button, tap in. Roll one up.
150,000, 1,500 hunters can't fit in my trousers. 200 of them bubble guns finna crop next week off top. I bleed the block and I pull up in a drop. Rockstar, I told heavy metal. I'm straight out the gutter by the sewer, yeah, the ghetto. Cold-blooded like Rick James. Yeah, I spit flames. Thanking God every day since this shit changed. Bismillah, yeah, I made it out. Giving attention, motivation, education. Yeah, this shit game. Staying on my pivot, not to mention. Watch these hoes stay on your toes. And never trust these bitches. I went from a cutlass to a fiscal. And I don't do the gram, baby, keep me out your mentions. I would never fold, I know niggas that done told. I got money in the attic, it's so old, it's about to mold. Hold up.
In the hottest section with weapons and cocaine. 17 in the streets, hotter than propane. I'm on my toes, watch these hoes with bifocal frame. I been on these niggas' head like a migraine. In the hottest section with weapons and cocaine. 17 in the streets, hotter than propane. On my toes, watch these hoes with bifocal frames. Suicide doors on them, Kurt Cobain.
In your section, I be reppin' while I'm flexing. 50,000 on my necklace, what's the question now? Kurt Cobain, I blew the brains in the drop head. Free my nigga out the feds, let me pop. I'm like propane. Yeah, I'm hot as a torch. Give me the ball, yeah, and watch how I scorch. 13 when I hopped off the porch. By 17, I was up on the court. I keep a weapon for protection. Don't get aggressive, I shoot like a missile. I'm trilled to the bone, all the way to the gristle. Kurt Cobain, yeah, suicide door. I'ma get it sleet, hell, rain, or snow. Know I'm talking about sticking to the code, I don't know no other way. I'ma bleed the block, nigga, to God, open them gates, huh? Money, pound, ammunition, free that nigga long way. They call me streets, I'm really in these streets, like the song say.
In the hottest section with weapons and cocaine. 17 in the streets, hotter than propane. I'm on my toes, watch these hoes with bifocal frame. I been on these niggas' head like a migraine. In the hottest section with weapons and cocaine. 17 in the streets, hotter than propane. On my toes, watch these hoes with bifocal frames. Suicide doors on them, Kurt Cobain.
Tap in. Tap in, y'all. Tap in. Salute everybody in the building. Let's get it in. It's a major day. Memorial Day. Oh, no, it's Veterans Day. I'm sorry. My bad. Veterans Day. Same thing, man. Look. Same thing, bruh. Come on, man. You guys better stop this. Stop this, man. Salute everybody in the building. Salute. Let's get over here. I set the timer. I guess it went for 5:30 tonight. I looked at it. It said like 12 hours. I said, fuck it, I'm already up. Let me just get in here and get this quick truth hour in. Right? Yesterday we did a little extended. It got a little crazy at the end. I just pulled the plug on it. But, you know, for the most part, man, we're going to be on code over here. When we over here, you just want some cool, calm, collective things. We're going to be going up on the what the helly. You know, it's some issues, man. It's still dudes doing fraudulent activity. So we ain't forgot. We just not going to do it over here. You know, I think that's a happy medium. Everybody got to have a happy medium. Get it in, y'all. Tap in. We got a lot of stuff here, though. We got a lot. There was one from yesterday. I mean, who's more important, the sire or the dam? That was a good one. How many times do you have to breed a stud before you say he's not a great producer? That right there could get a little twisted up. Continuation, APBT magazine. Get the magazine if you haven't already. Support it. We're trying to do positive things. We got plenty of good stuff for the community. That magazine's busting. I don't think I have it in the bio this time. I apologize, but if you need it, you can order it here on Amazon, and they'll be happy to send you one to support the movement. I'm trying to calibrate when I'm gonna do this troop hour. If it's gonna be the 5:30 shot, the 5 o'clock shot, I haven't figured it out yet, but we'll get there. We will get there, I promise. So support the magazine if you haven't already. Grab volume 3. If you don't have volume 1 and 2, hit up the main office. You can get those. Hit up the apbtmagazine8@gmail.com, that email. If you got any pictures, anything you want to add, anything that you want to advertise, sponsor, any type of thing, we holding it down for that. Let me get over here. Man. It's been a lot of good streams popping off. Salute everybody. Been some controversy in the community. Facebook's undefeated. I've been telling y'all for a long time. It's undefeated. It's gonna be a lot of chaos. A lot of chaos going on. Let me get both of these up here. That monetization popping. We got to keep it popping. It ain't no doubt. This is probably the earliest I've been up in a minute. But we here. We're pushing that hard line. So tap in. Will the aging stud produce less quality dogs than the youthful stud? That's one that my thing is this. Most dogs are gonna produce average or below. That's just what I feel. That's what I feel. I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong. I think most dogs, you have a litter or you have 10 litters, right? Because everybody wants to talk about that one time that this or this happened. It's not the norm. We got to be more logical and talk about what is the norm. Okay. Once you figure that out, you can start to get to to the nitty gritty, and that is that most dogs, they're just gonna produce average or below. They're not gonna produce exceptional. That's why when we talk about this frozen semen thing, like, oh, it's frozen semen. Is it this? Is it that? Frozen semen off of a great producer. We talk about shooting in the dark all the time. Right. So if you got a guaranteed good producer, proven to produce the type of dogs that you want, I don't care what you're doing with them. You know, that's not my concern. But the method is the same. Every now and then you're going to get a dog in there that's just going to produce better than everybody else. Every now and then. You're going to get that special specimen. And rather, if he gets bred or not, he might be on the chain, jumping up and down, waiting on you to breed him. He may not get his shot. You know, but exceptional, right? Then there's tiers to it. Yeah, he could have been very, very good producer, but he didn't really come from a good family, right? So it's not really going to translate the production side to his offspring. Yeah, they might be good and good pieces for you to move about, but they're not giving you that top quality, you know, type of feeling that you want. Smash the like button. Smash the like. Not every dog deserves to be bred. This is something that I see a lot of people falling into. Like, yeah, just because I bought this dog, just because I paid the transporting fee, just because, you know, I did this year, or it cost me $1,500 as a puppy, and I raised him. When we're talking about the elite, everything doesn't deserve to be bred, bro. Everything does not deserve to be bred, right? You got to understand that. Smash the like. Let's get them notifications out there. You know what we do? It's the truth hour. You don't know how long we're going to be here. So you get the dogs on your yard. You're looking at the pedigree. Everybody, you know, genetics don't lie. And everybody, you know, just because the dog got the ears, you think he's Mayday. You know, you think he's Frisco, right? You think he's Chinaman. Teeth today. You think you got this on the yard just because you got that in the pedigree, and that's good. You know, it's good that you're proud of where you come from. You know, I think if we were more proud about the people, you know, where we come from as humans, as well as we're proud of where the dogs come from, right? Think about that. You can breed 100 dogs on your yard, but Probably 95 of those breedings, it might not even been the right breeding, bro. You might have been wasting your time with mediocre producers. And the time will tell. Those dogs get to growing up. You don't know how they're going to turn out. They sitting around, you got a couple in this cage, got 2 on the chain. You really don't know how they're going to turn out, man. And I bet there have been stories that all 5 of them turned out like shit. What do? You take one of those, or you take a son off of him. You probably still got him. He's in the backyard. Average dog himself. Produce average or below. Right? Everything that you got is some excuse. Everybody makes this excuse about the dog being bred too tight. Sure, that's true. But if you got a kennel full of dogs that are bred too tight and I need to breed them with something else, I need to do this, I think you need to find some peanut butter and jelly and put that shit together, bro. I think that's the challenge for Dog Man. People want working dogs, right? If you're going to sell me a dog that's too tight and you're telling me up front this dog's not a good performing dog, you're selling me a dream. You're not selling me a dog. Right? So what happens is you get a pedigree and you got 3 or 4 dogs in there that you know about. That's good, because most of you don't know about any of the dogs in your pedigree. You don't know about the dad. You bought a puppy off of them, but you don't know about them. Right? So you get a couple generations, you be able to see a couple dogs. The light is starting to turn on, right? Somebody got a lighter in the back. It's a dark room and that light comes on. We start to see. But if all I could see is a bunch of dogs that were average, they needed to be bred. They weren't very good performers. Their conformation wasn't very good. Right? At what point do you say, well, you know what? I'm not gonna go with this. Then the first thing they'll do, they'll go get a dog from whoever. I like to use red boy dogs. You go get the red boy dogs and you just get to breeding them together, slapping them together. Oh, they bark. They bark loud. They bark a lot. It's a red boy dog. Yeah, okay. You get to slapping nuts. You trying to breed that shit. We ain't gonna lie. Happy Veterans Day, Dickie. Hey, look, hard and finish, and sometimes when we get into the intermediate classrooms, some of this it's not gonna sit well, because some people be like, hey, but last week, that was the fucking elementary class. This is the intermediate class. Right? You can breed the dog, whatever. We're having a good time. He's got a pretty good conformation. You're doing shows, right? But even then, you take this dog to the show, you don't get a fucking ribbon. We argue about politics. You know, you should have won. And they were looking at my dog, but they didn't give me a ribbon. And, you know, we could go through all of this. Or we could realize that just those dogs coming out of your backyard just don't have the luster. Right. Maybe in somebody else's hands. Bloodthirst, what up, brother? Salute everybody. Hades, what up? We getting it in, man. We trying to get these live streams in. We're trying to get these live streams in. The legacy or the clout? I'll take 1 gallon of legacy over 1,000 gallons of clout. Legacy is actually tangible. Clout is air. It's air. And the way the tension span is now, people already forgot the guy kicked a wire under the car. This guy's making videos about other people calling the cops and stuff. People forget that fast. So with the tension span, the clout is not going to be sustainable. Right? We're going to talk to him. We're going to talk to him today. Get that magazine. Get that mag. I'm trying to get my streams in over here. Do the morning thing over here, and then during the day, if I just want to pop up and talk about whatever, it won't be like I'm cheating you guys, right? Because I be wanting to do other content on the what the helly. You know, there's a lot. You know, there's probably I'm probably missing a lot of views. Exponentially amount, you know. But I definitely want to get over here, lock in early, give you that sauce, right? So you could take it through the day and build on it, have your eyes open, you know. Somebody listening to this, they look through their rear view, you know, you looking around, you know, what's that car? You know, it's around your yard. Anything around your yard, you need to know. Right? So when you get into it and you wake up and you happy, like, man, let me go feed these dogs, man. You know, like, I got this. She's in heat. You know, I got this power breeding I'm about to do. Some of your best work, you done spent years cultivating this work. Some of you wasn't listening when the OGs was trying to give you lobs, telling you who to breed to. It's one youngster. You know, there was a dog, and it was bred similar to the dogs I seen him trying to capture. You know, you see when people buy 3 dogs, and you look at how they're bred, you can get a general idea of what they're putting together based on the dogs that they're attracted to and they're trying to accumulate, right? All these dudes, you know what I'm saying? The big old muscle bound ass dog, you know, he want to go breed with this motherfucker. Like, all right, okay. You know, you don't know shit about him. He's all the way across the country. Right. I sent him a pet. You know, something I bred. You know, I didn't own it, but I bred it. And I was like, bro, you know, you should breed to this one right here. This is the one. You know, this is This one's the one. I said, thank me later. Until he goes, you know, he got his own shit. That's what he told me. Well, if I'm gonna go get that blood, I'm gonna do this right here. No, that didn't work out for you. Meanwhile, the dog I told you to breed to, doing big things. Doing big things. You know, sometimes people just got that knack, you know, that Stephen Curry type of shit. Like, you know, Stephen Curry, it don't matter what type of shot it is, you know that it has a potential of going in. I done seen these dudes shoot it from the hallway coming into the stadium, the goddamn tunnel. They shooting it from the tunnel. Now I don't watch this. I don't watch it. I don't know how many tries he had to do that. Right? But it looks amazing. There's breeders like that. There's breeders that perfected their shot like Stephen Curry. It's not like they can't miss, but they're just seeing the rim in a whole nother way. It looks different. Like when I got that matrix and shit on the screen, that's when I close my eyes at night, it's pads in my brain. Scrambling. Different ideas, everything, just analyzing shit. A lot of times it ain't fair to pair up with somebody that's not going to put that much effort into it. Every dog don't deserve to be bred, y'all. Get to the bottom of it. Your partner probably got a dog that's producing way better than those 2 litters that you had, that you repeated, that you keep repeating. Maybe these ones will be better than those ones that weren't shit. Well, you know what? Maybe they were. Because if you got a bunch of 2s, it's not hard to produce a 3. But when I say ceiling, even when you get an anomaly out of a trash bloodline, he's still only a 5 or a 6. You're not producing 8s, 9s, and dimes. Pay attention. It's going to save you a whole lot of time and money. Because you can clearly see that this guy doesn't have no business. I mean, what is this? What are we talking about? What the hell is it? If nobody can stand behind it, what is it? You tell me. Are you breeding for looks or for legacy? It's 2 different things. Oh, I like that dog. She has spots on her. You know, like that polka dot dog. You know, oh, I like her. You know, just keep her anyway and breed her to a red nose. Right? Not focusing on her individual accolade. We're not going to focus on anything. We're not going to try to do anything. We're not going to try to create something that you can compete with, something beautiful, something significant. We're not going to do that. Right? We're just going to breed for looks. You know, it doesn't matter. Right?
This ain't just a magazine. It's a movement. The American Pit Bull Terrier. Real dogs, real yards, real history. From legendary bloodlines to modern breeders, keeping the flame lit. Yard spotlights, breeding knowledge, controversy, culture. This is for the ones who walk it like they talk it. No fluff, no fakes, just dog man, dog woman, and dogs. Grab your issue now, support the culture. Because the legacy don't live online, it lives in print.
Yes. Get it in. Smash that subscribe. You're in the building. Breeding for looks. Breeding for looks. It's going to catch up with you. I say that. Being kennel blind, things like that. You know, it's going to catch up with you. Make sure you know that the dogs are good. Make sure you know that they have qualities. I'm going to make a checklist. You know, if you're checking off enough of these boxes, or the dog isn't checking any of the boxes, not athletic, not strong, not, you know, can't do this. Can he do this? I'm seeing a lot of these dudes, they training these dogs for protection work. They got these protection sleeves, got dogs biting on sleeves. The APBT is not for that. Right? That's a tell sign. There's somebody that has no respect for the breed. And when we got in this YouTube community, you know, because you kind of, I mean, I understand that the old days are gone. You know, all that fighting dogs and everybody, you know, all that hot shit. Of course, the old motherfuckers, they don't get it. I don't think they get. I think they still living in the old times. You know. Chief Aboriginal, what up, brother? But it's a tell sign that, you know, somebody, they don't really have respect for the game, or they really don't, you know, they didn't grow up around real mentors. They found mentors on YouTube and shit, you know. And we still got dudes that find mentors on YouTube that don't conduct themselves like that. Those are the special guys. I call those the special guys because they know technology better than us old cats. And then, you know, they're able to transition, but they still have that old grit and that old respect, you know, and values for the game. You know, they know how to listen. They know what these dogs were made for. They're not dumb. They're not going to try to turn it into something else. You know, just like that hawk dog, you know, they want to ride up under the pit bull umbrella. That's not very easy to do if you're that breed. If you're not official. So watch what you're doing, man. You got to ask yourself when you're looking at other yards, are they breeding just for looks? You know, is this just for looks? You know, all these dogs, you don't like red noses. You don't like, like there's certain dogs like you don't like. To me, that's breeding for looks. Or if soon as COVID came around, you bought a whole bunch of red boy dogs, and now, every time I look around, you got another red boy litter. You just bought a red boy bitch 6 months ago, and now she's pregnant too by a red boy dog. Like, is that you don't know. These are just red flags, though. These are things that you're not gonna fall victim if you're paying attention to these things. That's all. You could take it, leave it. You probably got a breeding you about to do right now for color, straight color. Hey, I'm not gonna say it's not gonna work out, but when you're trying to acquire animals and you're looking for somebody serious and you don't want to just ask them some dumbass questions, sometimes it's good to do your research and observe, the atmosphere, what's going on. That's going to pay dividends for you. It's going to pay dividends. The difference between a breeder and a producer. That's simple. A breeder is just breeding dogs. He's at breeding number 20, no matter what he's doing, no matter what he does. If we talk about historically, it would be the breeder would be the guy, let's say 1975. Let me get my tag up here. Let me get my tag up here before I get to talking. If it was 1975, a breeder would be somebody that just breeds dogs. Let's say 5, I said it. If you're doing 3 litters a year, even today, if you're doing 3 litters a year, you're a breeder. Okay, let's put that out there, because some dudes, if you say a number, they try to, oh, that wasn't me. It missed me by 1. Nah. If you're doing 3 breedings a year for, let's just say, 4 or 5 consecutive years, bro, 3 to 5 consecutive years. Even, if you do it for 2 years, you can still consider yourself a breeder. We're not going to say, oh, no, you ain't no breeder. You only been doing this for 2 years. Like, you're a breeder, dog. Because a lot of dudes, they be breeding a lot of dogs, and then they want to act like they're not a breeder, or they get up on these panels and say, oh, yeah, I'm not a breeder. Well, you are a breeder. Now, you're not a producer. Because in 1955, a breeder would be somebody that been breeding. Rather, if you have 5 litters or 55 litters. And none of those dogs, or just very few of them, go on to 1975, if you're talking about back then, win an actual match. Meaning that you put in all that work, all that dog food, all that barking ass dogs, all of this shit you've been doing, but you skipped one thing, and that's produce a single winner back in the day. That's what that would be. A producer, he does the same thing with his 3 litters a year, 5 to 55 litters, right? He does the same thing, but there's a difference because he actually has a formula. He actually got a formula that he's using instead of just slapping pads together. Let me get this breeding on the ground. I don't want to keep none. Right? There's a big difference between somebody that does either or. 1975. Now, today, a breeder will be somebody that doesn't have any of his dogs going into the show competition and things like that. Right? Magazines, different, you know what I'm saying? You're not producing anything. You're not producing anything. Now, if you are wall climb champion, confirmation champion, weight pull champion, different things like that. Right? Then that's more of a producer because you're actually producing something. Of course, you can't brag about fighting dogs and shit. We're not doing that. All that will be behind you if you came from that era and you're living in it. All that should probably be behind you, at that point. But it's what are you producing? What are these dogs doing? How are they looking compared to other dogs? How are the temperament? What are they? People getting good dogs? There's a lot of hog hunting. These dogs are becoming very popular. I seen a video the other day. A guy pulled into a gas station. He had few dogs in a one of those steel crates in the back of his truck. He pulled out, had his boys there and everything. They just came from hunting hogs or whatever the hell they were doing. The dog had a nice little blaze on his shoulder, like he got hit, but he was cool. He was like, yeah, man, he's all right, man. He's cool. He's cool. You know what I'm saying? The dog did good. They was happy. The 2 little boys, yeah, man, that was good. Hog hunting is a legal thing, y'all. It is. It's a legal thing. It's legal, right? We don't have to be scared of hog hunting. Check your state and county regulations. Call animal control. Call the non-information line. They'll give you some numbers. This is what I do before I make any phone calls. I get a piece of paper and a pen, and I got my computer right there before I make phone calls. And I'm gonna write down all these phone numbers and get to this paper trail. It might be 5 numbers I'm gonna have to go through to talk to somebody. Oh well, I'm gonna write all those motherfuckers down, and I'm gonna be calling who I need to call. Straight up. I only live once. When you're dead, you can't call nobody. When you're locked up, I know you can't call nobody. You can't. I couldn't call nobody, bro. I had a few, handful of cats I talked to on the phone, bro. That's it. So check that out, because I think hog hunting is gonna be, it's elevating. To eradicate those hogs. I'm hearing the farmers will pay you to. He said, man, my partner said that they'll buy the equipment and everything. They'll buy they'll provide the guns, and they'll set you up right. If you're gonna go on their property and catch those hogs, because those hogs, they get in those cornfields and they're tearing shit up. They're fucking up major crops, and their breeding schedule is crazy. I believe it's 3 months. Unlike a dog, it's 2 months. But if I'm not mistaken, she comes in back in the heat like 1 week after she drops the pups. She's back in heat. So that bitch can have 3-4 litters in a single year. 10, 12 pack, 15 pack. Probably a damn 20 pack, you know. So those feral hogs, they're out there. They're out there deep, getting it in. Hey, tap in, man. APBT magazine, man, is the thing. It's the movement. You know, it's a way of life. This is what we've been doing. This is what it is, you know. I want everybody to support. Get your voice heard. Put your dog in there. We got some controversy in there, culture, everything. Just like that video said. That's everything that's in there. And dogs, you know. That's what we talking about. It's for us. It's not for them. We're not going to let somebody else that's not our culture come through and steal this one. Hip hop got stolen. You know, hip hop, we don't know what the fuck that shit is now. We're not letting them take this. This is for bulldoggers only, bro. This is not for tree huggers going to be coming out with magazines. We're not having that. Give me a second. Let's get it. APBT. See. Breeding dogs versus building a bloodline. Do you know the difference? Hey, some do, some don't. For some of you, this might go straight over your head. Breeding with no aim is ultimately going to be you getting put in the category of just breeding dogs. You know, there's no method to the madness. You're switching bloodlines every week. I know, dude, they don't know what the fuck. Then they holding on to something, because it's instant gratification. That's all they want. That's all they're looking for. That's why I always thought that best to best shit was that's a motherfucker who don't got a yard. You only breeding best to best. Performance wise, that lets me know that you don't have a yard. Because if this was 1975, we can go all to the yard and we could add up all the fucking breedings you did, pair them all up. Let's pair that shit up. And then you could go through them shit eaters if this was 1975. And the truth wouldn't be what you think it is. You go to somebody's yard right now, or like I said, 1975, and you will be amazed at the type of dogs that they got on their yard. It's a family. It's a family. It's as sad as it is. Some people in your family's not shit either. Right? you know. But it's when you're not paying attention to the traits, you're not, there's really no purpose of you keeping that dog that's subpar. There's no focus. Smash the like. Building a bloodline is different. Because when you're building a bloodline, you're trying to build something significant. You're trying to build something that you can put your name on, and 10, 20 years down the road, people will respect that. That's different. That's different. For whatever reason that you got it for. I've seen a lot of those dogs, they got a great history in the show ring. Champion after champion, 4 generations. That's a lot of hard work. That's a lot of showing dogs. That's a lot of traveling. That's a lot of, you're doing shit with these dogs. These dogs are turning into superstars. They're going to have their own endorsement deals. This game is going to get bigger, whether you guys like it or not. That's a fact. So your bloodline is going to be something that you're cherishing. It's not something that I'm just putting together. Oh, this is my bloodline. And, I'm not putting no type of effort into it. I'm just throwing food in the backyard half the time. And then, whoever breeds, it's whatever, I don't really care. I'm just breeding. Right. When you're building a bloodline, you're going to get other dogs that might be related to your dog in some kind of way. Those dogs become top priority to you. Because you've already zeroed in on that dog. We talk about it, that 1 in 1,000 dog that we talk about over here. And some of you will never understand the breeding. I get guys on here all the time. They talk about their past and shit, and yeah, I did that, but yeah, I'd never been much of a breeder. Okay, sit the fuck down then, homie. Sit your fucking ass down and learn something. That's all I'm saying. Do you know the difference? I do. I can see it by the pattern of how they move. I see it. I see who you're collaborating with. I see who's in your circle. Yeah, you might have been doing shit in the past, but right now, you're breeding that so-called old shit that's supposed to be so great. You brag about all the time. You breeding it with some bullshit right now. That's breeding. That's not building a bloodline. If you're building a bloodline, you would have went and got the best shit to cross with your shit. That's how you build a bloodline. Not copying off the next man. Right. Not sack chasing off the next guys. You're getting out there. You're putting shit together. You're going outside the box. You're creating your own identity. I know the difference. Very well know the difference. Would you breed your favorite dog if it didn't improve the next generation? He's your favorite dog, the first shit eater you buy. He's not improving the next generation. He might not be your favorite dog. He might just be a dog on your yard. You're gonna breed him. Hey, you don't have a heart to cull him. You don't have a heart. You raise them up. Some dudes get like that. They fall in love with the dogs and shit. Instead of knowing that they're working dogs and knowing that, what their purpose is. And if they can't fit the bill and not being bred, but you just want to breed them anyway because that's your best friend. And then you get more bullshit dogs. There's more YouTube shows talking about how your dogs are great and how everybody got great dogs. Well, where's the bullshit dogs at? If everybody got great dogs, then where is the bullshit dogs? I'm just saying, bro. Just saying. Janae Johnson, what up? Salute everybody, man. Smash that like. We crept in. We crept in. Creeping in. Still Operation Wake Up. This Buck City Reloaded. We got to get it in. This couple people came here. They didn't see nothing. They emailed me. They ain't see nothing over here. It wasn't nothing over here, but we over here now. So Let's get it in. Let's get it in. Let's get it in. So when I do my pop-ups on the what the hell are you guys ain't like, oh man, I thought it was a show. Like, nah. We're just popping up over there. Over here, this is gonna be where the show's gonna be. This is where the this is where it's gonna be. So would you do that? That's a breeder. A breeder wouldn't. I mean, a producer wouldn't. A breeder, yeah, he would, because that dog is still bred good, no matter if it's not improving the next generation. It's a red boy dog. And we want to breed him with another red boy dog because somebody's wants a pure red boy dog, and if it has anything in it besides that, he doesn't want it. So we got to give him what he wants. Musician, what up, brother? Salute, salute. Salute to the little man, too. Tell the little man I said what's up. That's like my little badass nephew. You know what I'm saying? Can't wait to meet him. Let me see. So you got to make decisions, man. Sometimes you got to be cold, stern, man. It's like raising children. The little kid, he wants some candy and shit. He ain't ate his breakfast first. So what you gonna just give him whatever he wants and just give in to whatever? You got to have some type of like, hey, this program's not gonna run me. I'm gonna run this program. I think that's first. You got to take control of the situation. That's how you get in that comfortable space to where you can actually produce good dogs. I produced my best dogs. I was in a comfortable space. I had everything right there. I could look at it all right there, analyze it, oversee the whole process. Just like Borderland was saying, the nurturing and the grooming up and all that, that plays a huge role. That plays a huge role, but yeah, man. Maybe we're gonna have to do an experiment one day. I let a pig raise one of them, and I let a goddamn goat raise the other one. Yes, sir. Hey, smash that like. Smash that like. Best available. I got every show. I'm doing best available right now. I even share the pad with you. This is for purpose. These dogs, they're good dogs. This bitch ain't gonna grow up and be a slouch. We will get an update. If you do get her, it's a must that we get an update from her, how she's doing. Make sure she's in good hands, Let me see. Let me get this pedigree up here so you guys can see this work. best available. You know, when I do the best available, I'm gonna have a little bit of music in the background too. Let me see. Hold up, give me a second.
I like to work. I work. Like a 9 to 5 or a 10 to 6. I came up pushing dimes 24/7. I'm working every day. 24/7. I'm working every day. Work. Like a 9 to 5 or a 10 to 6. I came up pushing dimes 24/7. I'm working every day. 24/7. I'm working every day. Wake up at 7 like I got a job, but I don't got one. I sell dope and ride, getting every dollar. That's my GD. Every day in these streets, I be ducking police. I keep me a backpack, just like I'm in high school. And I feel like a carpenter, cause I always keep the tool. Every day I work, blowing on that perp, sipping on that perp. I'm leaning off surf, 24/7. I hustle hard, and 24/7 I stay barking with my dogs. Y'all know what's happening, bitch. I stay tracking in your apartment, in the hallway, trafficking. I'm moving weight, my pockets looking big, and you don't work, your pockets looking thin. I'm getting twice the money, as if I had a twin. I'm all about money, you can tell I get it in because I work. Like a 9 to 5 or a 10 to 6. I came up pushing dimes 24/7. I'm working every day. 24/7. I'm working every day. Work. Like a 9 to 5 or a 10 to 6. I came up pushing dimes 24/7. I'm working every day. 24/7. I'm working every day. WORK. Don't play like an arcade. My money is okay. I'm so free, no AJ. Free wages like Ricky. Your money's so iffy. Paint job is peanut. I'm so butter, no jiffy. Bread like jam, bitch. I'ma make it spread quick. Talking about big chips. I'ma need a forklift. Push weight room. Seeing what the weight do. Feels like I'm playing chess, so I'ma make a great move. I'ma do what greats do. Fall like alley hoops. I'ma play like MJ and my bitch is Cheryl Swoops. NBA ball and my money be dribbling. I'm all about money, you can tell I get it in because I work. Like a 9 to 5 or a 10 to 6. I came up pushing dimes 24/7. I'm working every day. 24/7. I'm working every day. Work. Like a 9 to 5 or a 10 to 6. I came up pushing dimes 24/7.
Hey man, get it. Get it. Jermaine Jackson, what up? DGK, what up, brother? Salute. Hey, everybody get that volume 3. Get that volume 3. Salute, man. So this is the best available right now, cracking. Cracking is always cracking. If you in the Midwest, perfect. You know, Baby Osiris, you know, that's one of my sons. You know, that's one of my sons, man. That's one of them dogs that I saw when he was young and just said, you know what? You know, this dog is amazing. If you have the volume 3, there is a little baby picture of him in there. He is available for stud right now. Also, he's from that Croatina, the Croatina Michael Myers breeding. Just straight sauce. You know, when you look at a pedigree, you know, that's pretty much what you want to see in a pedigree, man. You know, you want the dogs to be good. If I want a souvenir, if I want some from old, you know, some old working stock, man, or you know, I'm going to buy a musket or something, you know what I'm saying? Like I want that thing to have some battle wounds on it, man. You know, and not from me, but from the history from it, you know, way back in the day, you know, because I feel that those dogs are the ones that represented the breed the best. That's why I will want my pedigree to be stacked like that. You feel me? You know, we could take away from the dogs. We could do whatever we want to do. But you can't take away the hard work. He said, is it for the workers? Oh. Hey. No. No, baby. Hey. Yeah, volume 3 is gonna get you in there, man. It's gonna there's a lot of inspiration in there. There's a lot of levels to where people are taking it. You know, they're taking it far. And I'm glad to have them in there because I know that their programs are gonna grow. And overseas, and you know, I don't know who's gonna pick it up first, but I can see these dog shows being on TV. I really can. I really can. They got, you know, these parks and, you know, people doing stuff, you know, and I could see it. I could definitely see it. So we're trying to grow so that we can be a part of that. You know, we want to be a part of it. How America and France and, you know, Europe and, you know, all these other places came together and turned it into something major. Right. So, you know, we're getting it in, man. I want a piece of history. That's what this stands for. This is a piece of history. Like you said, they tried to take my whole yard. You know, the yard got a whole story in itself. You know, there was baby Osiris siblings and shit that got took, you know, by the evil hand. So for him to still be able to escape the ship wreckage, you know, and be a piece of history, a souvenir, straight souvenir, bro. And beautiful as they come. You know, we bred him to his half sister. Why not? Why not? You know, that's not just his half sister. That's Iceman's sister. Right? That dog's off a yellow page. If you look at Michael Myers' pedigree, I mean, there just ain't one better. There's not one single dog that we could say in modern times have been bred better than this dog right here. It's just not, it's not possible. Grand champion buck in the 4th, yellow in the 4th, does a bunch of times. You got yellow a half a dozen times in the 4th generation. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, you got yellow. I mean, you know, and then you looking at this. You got Dolly. You got Mayday, Dragon Lady. You know, this is the purest of the pure that you're gonna get. And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed Mike. I enjoy what he was able to produce. You know, nobody, it wasn't no ifs, ands, or buts about what the dog was producing and his ability, and he stood out from the rest. Um, and just like I said, when you're homing in on that dog, you're homing in on the dog because you could take Mayday to all these other dogs, and they're not Mayday, right? But when you take him back to his littermate sister, when you take him back to the daughter of grand champion Buck, right? Only thing you could have did is took it to Buck's sister, you know, if he even had one, right? Like that's the only thing you can do. So you take it to a daughter of grand champion Buck, right? To Stone City Awesome Baby. And you know, this is you can't sneeze on this. You can't sneeze on Blondie's pedigree. This bitch, her look, everything, right? You can't sneeze on that. More grand champion yellow in there. Rodney. You know who Rodney is. That's Yellow's brother. You know, that's Yellow's half brother. This is the litter mate to Deadlift. No, a half brother to Deadlift. Let me see. That's Rodney. That Deadlift was off Gladys too. Let me see. Now, when I want to do my research, it don't want to pop up. You know, I think Rodney is Deadly. I think Deadlift was off of Bob. But you get the picture, man. This stuff is loaded. And so we double on the Michael Myers right there. We 50%. You 50% of the tightest shit in the world. You 50% of the tightest shit in the fucking world right now. We're not this ain't no shit. You know, like, bro, this shit took years to cultivate. Them dogs ain't young. Baby Osiris like 7 years old. Mafia is 6. Yeah, Baby Osiris is 7 and Mafia is 6. You feel me? So these ain't no little young puppies that's getting bred together. You know, this is history in the making. The purpose was to get another Baby Osiris. You ask, why did you do that breeding? Because I was trying to get another Baby Osiris. And possibly a really nice female to take back to him, bred like this, to take back to him, right? So one of those females out of this litter, best available puppy right now, will probably be bred back to the dad if God's willing. You know, sometimes you look at a pedigree, you just don't know what you're looking at, and that's fine. That's fine. I look at pedigrees, I don't know what I'm looking at. You know, and then we're not going to sneeze on Yellow Page. Also, you know, just we talked about Yellow Man yesterday. So now Peds is acting funny. Peds is acting funny now, man. I hate that. I hate that. But we here. We here. Salute everybody. Eclectic, what up, my brother? We getting it. We getting it in. But this is best available. If anybody asking, anybody want to reach out, anybody wherever, you know, that's best available. You know, that little bit, she gonna grow up nice. She gonna have the nice ears. She gonna fill out. She gonna be big. You know, she ain't gonna have no 2, 3 puppies and shit. You know, it ain't gonna be that. She's genetically capable of delivering huge quantities, right? So don't sleep before this bitch you fuck around and be taken off the market. Corlin Ross, what up, brother? Salute to you. Salute to you. Hit the like button. We're getting it in. Let me see. Tap that like button. Tap all the way in. Let me see. Salute everybody. Thou shall not dry snitch is still in effect. Nothing changed. Let me see. I was looking for this joint. Oh yeah, I'm gonna try to get down there. I should have went to this one, man. I just these bills. You know, I feel I gotta be at least all caught up before I leave town. So it just been a little crunch for me, but we're gonna figure it out. Gotta ball out. If you want to be in them shoes, you gotta fucking ball the fuck out. That's what it is. We're gonna get it though. Gonna figure it out. Let me see. Yes, sir. Hey, man, tap in, smash that button. Let me see. These guys is they all over my line. But hey, tap in, man. I'm gonna get on that what the helly in a little bit. I'm gonna get on that what the helly and get to going in. You feel me? A lot of fraudulent activity. So we're gonna get over there and expose some shit. You dig? But tap in, hey, you know, we got in there early, got in and out. And that's how we rolling. Salute everybody that pulled up. Smash that like button on your way out. Best available. Tap in. If you want her, you want a piece of history, you want something good that you could be proud of. Motherfucker that's gonna grow up right. With that sauce, holla. If not, you know, go get that shit you been getting. It works easier like that. Everybody can't be on the winning team, man. Sometimes you just stuck in your ways, man. You've been reading too many books. Old ass books and shit. Get that APBT magazine. Get something more up to date. We out.